Lenders do not approve based on scores. They approve based on risk. This is layer 4. Risk interpretation. Up to this point, we have examined behavior. We have examined structure. We have examined timing. Risk interpretation is where all three converge. Because lending decisions are not made on isolated variables. They are made on probability. A lender is not asking, "Is this borrower good?" They are asking, "How much exposure does this profile represent right now?" Exposure is the cumulative pressure inside a credit profile. It is not one variable. It is not one metric. It is the interaction of everything together. Two borrowers can appear similar on the surface. Similar scores, similar payment history, similar income. One is approved, the other is declined. Why? Because the internal layering of risk is different. Imagine one borrower who maintains moderate balances, has a long-standing credit history, shows stable payment behavior, has minimal recent applications, demonstrates gradual structural evolution. Now imagine another borrower who maintains higher balances across multiple cards, opened 2 new accounts recently, applied for credit twice in the past month, has shorter average account age, reduced balances rapidly just before applying. Individually, none of these variables guarantee denial, but layered together, they increase modeled exposure. Risk layering occurs when moderate pressure accumulates across dimensions. Each variable alone may be acceptable. Together, they compress confidence. Lenders evaluate resilience. If income shifts, if expenses increase, if an unexpected event occurs, how likely is repayment to remain stable? Risk interpretation answers that question. This process is not emotional. It is probabilistic. Underwriting systems calculate confidence thresholds. Confidence strengthens when exposure is balanced across categories. Confidence weakens when pressure clusters in one window. Think of it as structural engineering. One weight placed on a beam does not cause collapse. Several weights placed simultaneously increase strain. Credit profiles are evaluated in the same way. Payment history contributes to risk weight. Utilization contributes to risk weight. Account age contributes. Recent inquiries contribute. Application velocity contributes. Debt relative to income contributes. Everything interacts. This is why improving a single variable does not always produce approval. Paying down one balance may improve utilization. But if new accounts were opened recently, structural age decreases. Spacing out applications may reduce inquiry density. But if balances remain elevated, exposure persists. Risk is never interpreted in isolation. It is interpreted in aggregate. Layer 1 defines behavior. Layer 2 defines structure. Layer 3 defines change. Layer 4 evaluates the combined probability of repayment under stress. This is why timing of improvement matters. Rapid balance reduction immediately before application may improve ratios, but limited historical depth reduces interpretive confidence. Gradual improvement over sustained time builds stronger predictive stability. Risk interpretation favors durability over short-term correction. Approval decisions are not purely binary. Behind every decision is a probability curve. Profiles exist on a spectrum of exposure. Low cumulative pressure increases approval probability. Clustered pressure narrows margins. Margins determine pricing. Pricing determines approval thresholds. The goal is not to look perfect. The goal is to look manageable under stress. Manageability increases modeled resilience. Modeled resilience increases confidence. Confidence increases approval probability. When behavior is consistent, when structure is mature, when timing is controlled, and exposure is distributed rather than stacked, risk becomes predictable. Predictable profiles receive favorable interpretation. Risk interpretation is not a single number. It is the convergence of behavior, structure, and timing into exposure modeling. Before any single metric can influence outcome, the system evaluates the combined load. This completes the 4 foundational layers of financial identity. In the next episode, we return to layer 1, because before risk is priced, behavior is weighted, and that weighting begins with reliability. That is where we go next.